Welcome back, everyone. It is Friday, August 15th in the MLB. Our three favorite picks are on the way, including a long shot parlay, which we'll touch on at the end of the video. As always, it is Austin, joined by Logan, recapping yesterday. 0-2. I know, guys, we just have sucked this season. Mariners, Orioles over 9.5 had to deal with a 2.5-hour rain delay, which absolutely cooked the runs. And Mets' first five team total over 2.5. They scored one in the first five. Wouldn't you know, they scored two in the sixth. Just end the season at this point. But you know what? We're going to push on through August, Logan. Let's have a good day. Let's have a great Friday. It's a Friday. Let's have some good vibes. Let's dominate the board. And you know what? If we don't dominate the board, we'll do a giveaway. So here's our word to you. If we go 0-3 today, which would demoralize Logan and I both so much, we'll do a giveaway tomorrow. I don't know what the giveaway will be, but I hope we don't have to do one. Let's just try to go 3-0. Let's get bounce back. We have historically over the last few weeks, last month, when we start heaters, going like a 12-0 run. It has begun on Friday. Let's hopefully start one of those runs today. But Logan is going to a game pick, betting on a run line. Logan, take it away.
Yeah, after yesterday's over demoralized me, I said I'll take a break from totals. My favorite pick today is a run line. It's going to be the Astros on the -1.5 run line, -114 odds on FanDuel is your best value. Now, I know I didn't get deep into my bag on this run line. Looking at the board, it does look like an obvious spot to back the Astros. But look, I don't want to overcomplicate things. This far into the season, I want to find bets that I like, and I want to find systems that have paid. And what is paid? Fading Brandon Young. I mean, this guy, every time we fade him, he comes out and pitches like one of the worst pitchers in the league, and I'm fine with that. In game one of this series, we need Framber Valdez and the Astros to take care of business at home. Obviously, the Orioles played that longish weather delay game yesterday. Now they're on the road in Houston. A tougher, kind of turnaround for them. We just need the Astros to take care of business tonight. Do not mess around. Do not make Brandon Young look like an ace, and we'll be all right. Talk about who's starting for the Astros today, though. I already kind of touched on it. It's Framber Valdez, 2.97 ERA, 1.16 WHIP. Valdez has been pretty solid, but he hasn't been solid recently. In his last two starts, he struggled. 5 2/3 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. 6 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. Now, what we need to note about those two starts, they were on the road and to pretty good offenses, in those situations. Red Sox and Yankees, both home offenses. Those are tough places to pitch for sure. And remember, Valdez didn't have his A game in those starts. But look at his road home splits, right? On the road, 4.22 ERA compared to a 1.65 ERA at home. Also, his home record been really solid, 5-1 at home, when he's pitching. So he's been a lot better at home, and this is where we need to back him today. He's only allowing a 117 batting average with runners in scoring position at home. So he really hunkers down when he has those runners in scoring position. And we need the out. He's been getting that. And I really just, when it comes to this Orioles offense, I have to take a step back and I have to say, do I really trust them to be able to hit Framber Valdez? The answer is no. They're only hitting 226 against left-handed pitching this month, 181 on the month as a whole. They're not even hitting 200 as a team in August just against lefties and righties. I have to trust the numbers here. And I also have to trust my eyes. What I was seeing yesterday with that Orioles offense, they were struggling to manufacture runs. I mean, it's actually kind of crazy what they needed to do just to score as many runs as they did yesterday. It took Logan Evans was kind of melting down a little bit. He put a guy on almost every inning. Some innings they capitalized, some they didn't. It took a double steal to manufacture one of their runs, and I was just laughing. I was like, I mean, that's just the sign of an offense that isn't really confident in their ability to hit with runners in scoring position. But the double steal is just, that's bad defense. And, just weird, wacky stuff like that. Also took like a crazy little blooper to score a guy off of, second. So it's one of those things that I think Framber Valdez can have a really solid start. And then he's going to need some run support. And who's pitching for the Orioles? Mentioned it already. Brandon Young, 6.7 ERA, 1.74 WHIP. Those numbers are atrocious. We faded Young in his last start. He went 3 innings, 6 earned runs against the Athletics. Not really good stuff at all. And if you just dive into his numbers, you're going to see that this guy gets hit by both sides of the plate. 313 batting average to righties, 319 batting average to lefties. What does he do well? I'm not really sure. You let me know. With runners in scoring position allowing a 341 batting average, 373 batting average with men on. Just can't pitch out of the stretch. Almost 400 batting average allowed out of the stretch. That's really kind of insane if you think about it. The Astros offense been pretty solid recently. 262 this month. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. They've covered in 5 of their last 6 wins, which is important to note because some teams when they win, it's like by the skin of their teeth. They're winning 1-run games consistently. The Astros, like I said, that cover rate is decent. 5 of their last 6 wins. So hopefully today they win. It doesn't have to be 2-0. Please no. But they could theoretically win 2-0. All we need is them to win by 2 or more. And we go to the bullpens in August. Astros bullpen, they've been disappointing, 24th in bullpen ERA, but the Orioles are 26th in bullpen ERA. The Orioles did just play yesterday. Again, they did have to dip into that bullpen. Do I really trust the Orioles bullpen to hold it down after Brandon Young gives them maybe 4-5 max innings? I mean, I don't see if Brandon Young goes into the 6th inning, I'm just a cursed man because he should not make it that far. But I think if we're just looking bullpen for bullpen, I still would take the Astros any day of the week. We just need them to give Framber Valdez some run support. And I think we cash this bet. Love this as my favorite play of the day. But Austin, you got a total. Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm heading out to Coors, where we like taking some Coors Field overs, and today will be no different, as I will be taking the over in the Diamondbacks versus Rockies game at 11.5 at -114 on FanDuel. I talked about it yesterday. I didn't mind it, but man, that 12.5 total in Coors, something about that 12 number that I'm just like, I don't love that. But 11.5, that's where it normally is. I will happily bite against these 2 starting pitchers who I think are terrible and 2 bullpens that I just don't think are great. Now, yesterday, if you took it, you saw 8 runs in the first 5. You're like, heck yeah, all we need is 4 or 5 more. The bullpens actually held things down. I just don't see that happening today. I think there's runs galore. Let's talk about both these starters. And we'll begin talking about Brandon Pfaadt, who we've talked about him before. At home, Brandon Pfaadt, decent, and that's where he was in his last start against the Rockies. He gave up 11 hits, only 3 earned runs. You could argue with 11 hits, you could see a guy spawning out, getting out of there with like 7 runs. So the fact you only give up 3, not too bad. But as I said, on the road, the man is terrible. A 6.5 ERA on the road. He has allowed 17 home runs on the road this season. I think it's only like 4 or 5 at home. I don't know how he manages to do that. I mean, granted, Diamondback Stadium is not even the most pitcher friendly place, but again, yeah, 3 homers at home, 17 on the road. So mistake pitches galore. He's pitched at Coors on, I believe, June 22nd, gave up 4 earned runs and 5 innings pitched. He struggles with runners on, 284. He allows a 993 OPS, 3rd time through the order, and they're going to be looking for some length out of him. They'll run him out there. And over the last month, the Rockies own the best batting average at home versus righties, 300. Now, does that yield runs every time? No, but yesterday they couldn't really do anything on Eduardo Rodriguez. He made adjustments, veteran pitcher. It's not a veteran. He has not pitched too long in the majors, and I just don't know what he's going to do. They've seen his pitches, 4th percentile in barrel percentage, 7th in hard hit percentage, 2nd in expected batting average, 4th in expected ERA. Eduardo Rodriguez has some things he can fall back on. He's been pitching in for a while, and I just don't know if we're going to see Pfaadt be able to do the same thing. I think this guy could easily give up 3, 4, 5 earned runs, and that would really put us in a great spot of cashing this over. Now, who could also put us in a great spot? Tanner Gordon, who might be one of the worst pitchers in baseball. If you look at his 8.37 ERA and 1.89 WHIP, you'd be like, yeah, you're not wrong. And last start wasn't any better. Faced the Diamondbacks, 12 hits, 10 earned runs. That's what I'm saying. If a guy gives up 11 hits like Mr. Pfaadt did, you could get out of there with a lot of runs. And that's what happened with Tanner Gordon. 10 earned runs in 4 2/3. His last 3 starts, I've seen him allow 6, 7, and 10 earned runs. The guy allows a 456 batting average, first plate appearance, 333 second time. So he's getting better as the game goes on. I mean, 450, you literally can't get worse than that. So again, seeing him a second time, do I think they get him for 10 earned runs? Probably not. But could they easily rock him for 3 or 4? I certainly think so. His earned runs line is 3.5, and it's juiced on the over. I don't know the last time I saw 3.5 earned runs that wasn't plus money. Well, his is about -130 today. I think he could easily give that up. And then you turn over the bullpens. I get it. Yesterday, there weren't many runs in the bullpens, but today, I think there will be. Arizona 10th in bullpen ERA, 3.25 in August. And we know the Rockies, they're 29th, 7.26. I actually think the Pittsburgh Pirates have passed them, probably because of that Brewer series. But I do think that you'll see runs galore in this game. We've been good at hitting overs in Coors. We did those 2 in the Blue Jays game. I love this one, and I might run it back tomorrow, win or loss, because the starting pitchers tomorrow, Ryan Nelson and Chase Dollander, they are going to give runs as well. But I love the over today. I think both these offenses are capable of putting up 6, 7 runs apiece here. If we get one of them putting up, I mean, honestly, yesterday, the fact that D-backs didn't hit the over by themselves is kind of a tragedy. I think there's runs here today. Give me the over. And then our third and final play of the day will actually be a parlay. We seem to have had the most success when we do each of our 2 straight bets, 1 unit, and we have a half unit strikeout parlay, where if we're going to lose, we get the half unit out of the way. The strikeout sheet was absolute cake. Today, we have this little parlay. Yes, we have 5 legs at plus 246 on DraftKings. Playing it for a half unit. It's a lot of the both to score X amount of runs in the first 5 or first 7. If you look at it, we have 3 first 5s, 2 first 7s. The first 5s where we need a run from each of the teams is one of them in my Rockies and Diamondbacks game. We have the Angels and Athletics, and we have the Tigers and Twins. In terms of the both to score in the first 7, avoiding a masterclass, Marlins, Red Sox, and Mariners, Mets. You know the Mariners are scoring runs. You know the Mets are probably scoring 3 in the first inning on Luis Castillo, because that would piss both of us off. So I like this little parlay. We've had some success with the both to score 1. Whenever we do the both 2+, it doesn't yield good results. But to get 1 run in the first 5 off some bad pitchers, I think is reasonable. And then, sure, you could argue Mariners, Mets, and you got Manaya and Castillo. We're just asking neither of them to throw a masterclass. Heck, even them giving up 1 earned run in 6 or 7 would be a very good start for both those 2 fellows. So again, I love this parlay. Plus 246. You put a half unit on it, you win back about 1.5 units. I like it. Let's see if we can smack that that bad boy. Again, you can take that on DraftKings. You can also take it on BetMGM. Only thing with BetMGM, I looked and they didn't have all the lines available. But by the time you're watching this, depending on when that is, they probably do. So you can probably tail it on BetMGM. If it's better value, maybe we go put some money on it over there as well. Those are our 3 picks. To recap them: Astros to win by 2. Lock in. Then we have the over in Coors Field, and then we have our little 5-leg parlay plus 246, just a half unit on this bad boy to win 1.5 units. Will be electric if it cashed. Those are our 3 picks of the day. Let's have ourselves a day, and Logan and I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully, not doing a giveaway. Heck, you know what? We'll do a giveaway if we go 3-0 as well. So let's bring out the brooms. Let's go 3-0. We don't need the mops. We've had plenty of mops this year. Let's get it done. And once you look at the calendar, we're almost close to college football season. So we'll talk about some college football next week. Let's have ourselves a day, and we'll see you guys back again tomorrow. Hopefully, with the brooms out, a 3-0 sweep, giving away some money. See you guys then. Peace.